Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hey everybody, this is Brannen from Sparksmith, helping you see and be seen. And welcome to today's Halloween live stream. I probably should have been in costume for this, but I'm clown enough as it is, so we'll call that my costume. Today, what are we going to talk about? The Universal Grille Bars. So, you've heard us talking about these if you're familiar with Sparksmith at all. It's kind of our mainstay product that we offer. And we have, pull up our latest and greatest ones. These are the 22 inch. They come in 5 different sizes, and these things are great because they can go, when I say universal, I really mean it, they can go on just about anything. Like, we've used them on trailers, I've used them on cars, trucks, motorcycles, you name it. If it's a 12 volt system, then you can use these things. And like I said, they come anything from 6 inch all the way up to the 22 inch. They've got that super cool startup animation to them. And of course, we have these being the 2.0s, which are the newest release. They are available for pre-order now over at sparksmith.com. And you can get yours, and you can just use your imagination, or if you're looking for some suggestions on, hey, what size fits this, that, the other, you can always email support at sparksmith.com. We're happy to answer any of those questions. Now, that also goes for technical questions, like if you're wondering about how to hook them up on your specific vehicle, we can certainly provide you that information after you've made your purchase. So if you want to know like which wire color is turn signal and which fuse tap do I use for getting like switched power or something like that, happy to provide all that information. I've got access to it. Unless you just got something really weird, but even then, we'll figure something out for you. I've been really happy with these. I'm just super excited to have the 2.0s almost in our hands. Like, we've got a couple of sets here, but the full inventory, we're expecting to have everything to start shipping by November 24th. So Black Friday is when you're going to start seeing those. If you've made your pre-order, that's when you should expect to start seeing those tracking numbers for your orders on or shortly after November 24th. What else?
Question. Arnold 5.3 asked, do they come with the aluminum bars to attach to my grills?
So the aluminum bars to mount them, that is sold through the Universal Installation Kit, and that is sold separately, but you can find that. There should be a link for it in the grill bar listing, and if not, it's in that same grill lights category on the website. You can find the installation kit and just buy whichever one you think is going to work best for you. The 6 to 14 inch all come with the same stuff, and then we had one that was specifically for the 22 inch just because they're so much longer. But yeah, that installation kit will get you everything you need. And if you're not sure on the fuse tap is one of the selections you have to make, just pop the hood and look under the hood in your fuse box that's in the engine bay and see what the fuses look like there, and you can compare that to the picture on the listing, and it's going to be one of those 4 types. Again, if you got some real oddball screwy thing, maybe it's something different, but we can still help you find a solution for it. But the vast majority of them are going to match one of those. That's the pre-existing options on that Universal Installation Kit listing. The 2.0s, one thing that we do get this question fairly often is, what's the difference between the 1.0 and the 2.0? And on the surface, it may seem like, well, maybe not a lot, but if you consider, like, I think we talked about this our last live stream as well, but it's worth revisiting the idea that we've spent probably a year and a half trying to get a really, really good product to bring to you guys. So the aesthetic is obviously different. You can see on the top here is the 2.0 with the better design, and the original design on the bottom. They are just as bright, if not brighter. They still do the white startup animation, and they still do the amber sequential turn. They can be run as a solid amber bar. That's one functionality difference that we made with these, is that they can, the 1.0s could only use the amber as a turn signal. You could apply constant power to the amber or to the yellow wire, and it would just flash over and over again. The new ones will flash once and then stay solid amber. So that is an option for these if you don't like, if you want to, have everything on the truck be like an amber type running light, which some people do. The biggest difference, and probably the most important one, is what's happening on the backside. So what we found with these after we started selling and they started getting more popular was that they were very prone to water intrusion, and the little wires right here that go in were very, very delicate. And the way that the wires go into the back of the bar was very prone to breaking or leaking water in or something like that. So put a lot of time and effort into making this design basically stronger, thicker wires, a better seal, and a better epoxy, like a two different types of epoxy used to seal the backside of these bars so that they last a whole lot longer and you get more for your money. So you're not having to like change out bars. Yes, you're still going to be covered under warranty, but obviously you'd rather not have to use that warranty in the first place and just have something that works. So that's really the focus that we've put on these 2.0 bars, is just making something that just works and works for a very long time. So, you know, you're expecting like 20, 30,000 hours worth of operation. It's one of those that, like, especially with these 2.0s, you're going to have a lot of problems with a lot of other stuff on your vehicle before you have an issue with these. And if you do have an issue, we're here to back it up, because that's kind of paramount for me personally, is to make sure that our customer service stands head and shoulders above the rest. You know, we will do anything that we can to help you out if you have technical questions or warranty issues or anything like that. Like, we're happy to help. It's just what we do here at Sparksmith. So that's another nice thing about if you're buying into these 2.0 bars. You know, you're also buying into that support and that customer service that we provide to every single one of our customers. We've also been getting the question about what different styles are there going to be of these. We're looking at doing a smoked lens, but I don't know that it's really necessary because we did the black printed circuit board inside the shell, so it's already kind of darkened as much as it can be, because you know, the LED chips are the color they're going to be. But having one with a smoked lens is a possibility. I'm not going to say no to it just yet. We just got to kind of see what that looks like going down the line. We are also going to have some that do the red and the amber, so you can use them as your brake bars, like the ones that we have now. And I'm hoping, this has not been confirmed yet, but I'm hoping that we can, since we've partnered with XK Glow and the great folks over there to help us design a really high quality product, and they have some new RGB products out, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, I'm just saying there's a possibility that we could have these in multicolor as well, like an animated RGB kind of thing going on. That's something that if it happens, it will happen a little bit later on down the road, maybe in the spring or something. I don't know, but it's just, I'm kind of thinking off the cuff here. I think that would be cool for those who do want to run multiple colors, especially animated colors where it's not just a static one single color, but you can do different patterns along the bar. I'm hopeful that we can make something like that happen, because I think that'd be pretty cool. Be a nice little additional offering that we can make. Yeah, so that's the product variation stuff. Legality of it. That's another one that we get the question every now and then. You know, are these legal? Are they for off-road use only? And the answer is that it's going to vary from state to state. Every state has their own laws about stuff. In North Carolina, they're not super strict on it. It's the law in North Carolina is written that if it's capable of producing blue, that it's not legal to have on the vehicle, and you're not supposed to have like red flashing lights. And just a lot of times it's just common sense. Like, don't use color changing stuff. You know, don't use flashing blue lights on your headlights if you drive a Dodge Charger. Like, common sense. These bars, though, since they are just white and amber, they should be perfectly legal in 50 states. That being said, I have had one or two guys out in, I forget, I think it was Wyoming, that got into it with an officer because they were so bright at night that he called them, like, he said that they were a second headlight, and we got him the tech specs for showing how many lumens these things are rated for, and he was under that limit, and so it was, you know, problem solved. So you should be fine, but again, check with your local laws, and if you have any questions, you can always email us, support@sparksmith.com. Happy to iron out any kind of technical questions you might have regarding the legality of these. Generally speaking, you should be good to go. 50 states, Canada, everywhere. Just having this nice bright white light. I am looking at doing a dimmer kit for this to address, like, so a lot of times if you look at a factory daytime running light, it's super bright during the day, but when the headlights come on at night, the factory daytime running light stays on, but it's a little bit dimmer. And it wouldn't be that hard to develop something for these bars that does the same thing, where you've got like a high power daytime input and then a low power nighttime input, and so it'll run it at a slightly reduced brightness because it's dark outside, so you don't need as much light, so that you're not getting into those kind of issues. But something that I'm thinking about for further down the line.
Martinez088 asks, are they brighter than the original ones?
Slightly. And I say that with some pause, just because getting them brighter was not really the focus, because the original ones were obnoxiously bright, and these are at about that same level. I will say that the color is a little bit different on the white. The white is closer to a pure white, whereas the older bars had this little hint of blue to them. So different chipset here, so it's more of a pure white, like a 5500 Kelvin. The amber's a little bit different shade of amber too, just because, again, the chipsets that we use to make, have a much more durable chipset. But yeah, brightness is not going to be an issue with these things. They are just, I'll even turn one on for you real quick, because they are painfully bright. Like they actually do cast out a pretty fair amount of light, just even looking at, like, with the stage lighting and everything, like they're still 3 feet away, lighting up the whole space here. So yeah, brightness I've not been concerned with, just because they are so dang bright. And then of course you can see the amber here has about the same intensity to it, so something that you'll be able to see it in direct sunlight, and that's about all you could ask for on these. What else? Legality and state requirements. That's about it. Like, we touched on, like, just common sense with this stuff. These, like I said, all 50 states, you shouldn't really have an issue. We can always handle that on a case-by-case basis if you need some help. And if you're wanting to get into, like, the color changing stuff, we can certainly offer you some advice on that. I know some good products to use, and kind of how to mount them and where to put them and how to run them and yada yada. So yeah, so the 2.0s, very super excited. We're almost there. What else? Was there anything else on our... Oh yes, so we are working on a holiday gift guide that we're still kind of figuring out how it's going to look and where it's going to live and stuff, but just something to offer to everyone out there. Like, if you're wondering, like, there's so many different options in terms of accent lighting or headlights, or rock lights and wheel rings and all the things, or do you just want a couple of bulbs to make, like, the interior lights brighter, or just some, like, license plate lights? That's one that kind of gets overlooked sometimes, but honestly, like, just changing out the license plate lights for an LED can really modernize a car. And it may not be something you see every day, but other people are going to see it, and it's just going to really change the perception of the vehicle. Just getting away from those little halogen peanut bulbs and getting into a nice bright white LED bulb in there. Or if you've got the Cat Eye Silverados, we actually have complete little assemblies with some added marker lights in them, like red accent lights on, that are pretty dang cool. So head over to sparksmith.com and check those out if you're interested. But we will have a holiday gift guide that kind of breaks all that down. It will talk about some of our Black Friday deals that we're going to have, and what you can expect, and what kind of might be the best thing for you and your budget, and how you can make the most out of all that, and make your holiday gift giving just a little bit easier. So we have to go and put that together here shortly.
I think there was just one more question
Yeah.
by LLY Trevor. You should offer a cat eye headlight to match the RGB, if so.
Cool. Okay. I'm open to that. I will say that, you know, if the color change stuff is something that you want right now, from what we have, we can modify the headlights that we have now and include color changing strips or whatever in them. Actually, I'm in the middle of placing another order to restock on those cat eye LED headlights. And one nice thing about when you're working directly with the manufacturer is I can get them unsealed so that we can have sets here ready to be modified, and we can, you know, paint match, or we can add color changing lighting inside them and stuff like that. So that's certainly an option even now, but would definitely look into like just an off the shelf solution that has like some color changing stuff going on in it, because that would be pretty cool. So yeah, and it's also, when you do the color change stuff, it offers an opportunity to have additional turn signal lighting, because most RGB stuff today has like a turn signal input of some sort. So whatever color pattern it's doing, it can switch to flashing amber with the turn signal, then go back to doing what it was doing before. So another opportunity for something that's different and unique and functional all at the same time. I think that's about it. Yeah, we've got a few more products to get listed up on the website, but remember, we're not just Silverado stuff. We do have lighting accessories and aftermarket stuff for the Dodge Ram and for the F-150. If you have any trouble finding it, just let us know. Again, we can help you. Of course, if you're a Jeep person, we got you covered there too. So we've got a little something for everybody, even if you're just wanting, like I said, brighter interior lights or upgrade your headlight bulbs. We've got all that stuff over at Sparksmith.com. So I think that's it for today. I'm surprised I made it through this without coughing. I've been coughing for like a week and a half. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys. Be sure and head over to the website and check it all out. And if you have a minute, visit the sponsors page and look at all the sponsors that we have, who are amazing people that have helped us out immeasurably over the past couple of years. So be sure and give those guys some love too. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Happy Halloween.